Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Everyday Whiskey. I'm Mike.
And I'm Dan, and this week we have got a super fun episode. I know how you guys feel about Scotch episodes, but this one I think should be a winner here.
I think so. I'm pretty pumped for it.
One of my how familiar are you with this brand, with the Glenrothes?
I'm familiar with them as I know of their existence.
We'll do this real quick.
I've seen their product in stores. I can't honestly say I've ever had one. This is a first for me.
All right, so this is probably I would say my second or third favorite distillery, and I'm not even going to hide this. My favorite Scotch in the world is this one right here.
Yep.
So I'm going to be super biased when we get to that point, but hopefully Mike's here to keep me reasonable.
Yeah, I have...
So don't worry about a bias review. Gordon Motion is their master of whiskey at the Glenrothes. He basically created this Maker's Cut. This is his quintessential Scotch at 48.8% alcohol.
Damn.
Don't want to do the math. I think it's 6 proof, 97.6 proof, whatever it is. Founded in 1879, owned by the Edgerton Group, who does, Brugal, used to have Noble Oak, which I just sold, Glenrothes, Macallan, or maybe Macallan? Is it Macallan?
I don't know.
Macallan might be Grant. Either way, if I'm wrong, let me know.
Yeah.
So let's pull this off. We're going to showcase the one we're doing first, which is...
This guy, right?
12 year.
Awesome.
All right.
I'm struggling a little bit.
We also got the glasses. Thank you again, too. The Highland Park glasses. Oh, yeah, Highland Park is another brand they do.
Yep. Highland Park's are really cool bottles. I like their bottles.
The nose on this is like caramel. It's like straight up like kind of funky caramel.
So I can smell and taste just fine. I'm just my nose just won't stop.
So last week I died of allergies during the episode.
Now it's my turn apparently.
Every time Mike was talking, if you saw me spacing out, it's because it's not that I wasn't interested in what Mike was saying. I was just worried about not falling asleep because my head hurt so bad.
Yeah. Wow, this does taste like...
it smells like caramel.
Smell like caramel, yeah.
It's really nice. Speyside Scotches are known for that. It's sweet, nutty, luscious, not very aggressive, not very astringent. No. They're an amazing beginner Scotch.
Yeah.
If you want to get into Scotch and you don't know what to drink, start with Speyside, and then you can pick whatever brand you like the best out of that. Glenrothes or Aberlour, I would say.
Start with Octomore. Why is that fruity? Never mind. No, it is.
It's got a little brightness at the back end.
Dried fruit. Date. Fig.
I don't know. I always say orchard fruit when I'm confused.
No, I'm getting a lot of like dried fruit, some date, some fig, raisin. Not so much raisin. I don't know. My taste buds could be a little skewed. They could be. Everything.
No, I'm getting fig for sure.
Yeah, everything has tasted normal to me thus far.
I've never eaten a date in my life, so I don't know what that tastes like.
I mean, I've had them in different forms.
To me, this is like dried apricot.
Yeah.
It's like dried apricot. You get a little bit of that kind of caramelly note, nutty caramel note, and then fig at the back end. You get a little fruit brightness.
Okay, I could see the apricot. Or taste the apricot, whatever.
Really good.
I like that.
Ooh, it's super sweet now. Last little sip.
This is surprisingly
super sweet.
Surprisingly delicate.
It's
I could
really
drink this in the summer.
This is 80 proof. This is as low as you're gonna get. This is if you want to start drinking Scotch, this is a great place to start.
Yeah, no, this is very approachable. I
like this better than Glenlivet 12. I think
I can attest.
Blows it out of the water.
This is definitely a good beginner Scotch for someone who wants to.
It's just got that richness to it that you don't get out of Glenmorangie or Glenlivet.
Yeah.
Sorry, Will. Love you, buddy. I'm gonna see.
The only thing that is unfortunate is it doesn't come in at a beginner price point.
No. It's again but the only thing is that those prices, these guys have held their price for a while, where the other brands are kind of coming up to it.
Everything's
because it's $70 for a Glenlivet 12 year now for $7.50.
Yeah, everything's coming up. So
I think Glenmorangie's the last affordable one at low 60s, high 50s.
Yeah,
but you get a handle of Glenmorangie for less than 70 now. Somehow.
Damn.
I don't know how that pricing works out. Either way, we're tangent. I really like the Scotch. It's definitely not going to be... I don't think it's the best one we're going to have all day, but I think a solid 7.5. I like 7.5. I think it's a good round score. What are you thinking?
I'm more at a 7.
All right, so you want to say 7.2?
I was going to actually say do 7.3.
All right, we'll do 7.3.
I'll go that. I'll go as high as 7.3. And a lot of that is just because this isn't my preferred style.
You like
of
smoky,
Scotch.
smoke bombs.
Exactly. I like deep, heavy, like just peaty, like scotches. Like, I mean,
and like if you're looking for that, for anybody watching this, if that's what you're looking for, this definitely might not be the brand for you because they don't do that.
Yeah, but I mean that's really my palate when it comes to Scotch is definitely not the norm. Most people enjoy something that's more approachable like this.
I have said you are
just
a freak.
I got some screws loose and some wires crossed.
You'll have some fucking octane.
I like the violent stuff, the high octane. It's weird. And then bourbon, I'm complete opposite. I love like the sweeter, like more delicate
fruity
bourbons.
stuff. No,
I don't know what it is.
You are right. I feel like you.
I do like smoky and oaky bourbons too.
Yeah.
Smoke and oak. But
smoke and oak.
For the most part, I look for those sweeter, like Wheatits and that. I don't know. I'm weird.
You are a big Maker's Mark fan.
I do like the Maker's
So
Mark.
that does make sense. All right, so 7.3 out of 10 on the Glenrothes 12-year.
Yes, sir. Which
all right, so
you
next,
know the order. I'll let you
I would
pick.
love to do this bottle last because it is the most expensive one, but it also is the second highest proof. So we're going to go in proof order here, and considering the last two are both finished in sherry barrels, there really isn't a reason to do this last because it's finished. They're both finished.
Yeah.
So this one is going to be 86 proof. It is partially done in first fill sherry casks. So I guess that's what it says on their website. So I guess they don't use entirely first fill. It's part of the Soleo collection, and it's Spanish sherry, obviously. So it doesn't say if it's Pedro Jimenez or Solera method or anything. So it's just sherry cask finished.
It's like a little grenade.
I know the bottles are really like they're really satisfying.
They're really cool.
Approved by Gordon Motion. I'm trying to see if it says like. No,
it gives you a couple tasting notes on the front, which is kind of unique. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right.
I like when labels give you some details. Mash bills, flavor profiles,
This one will
nose,
like a smidge more on it, just so you can enjoy that one.
I think that's very helpful for the consumer.
And again, I said this is my favorite Scotch, so Mike's going to be here to bring the number down to a realistic number.
I don't know. It depends.
Oh, dude, this nose is it's so good.
I got an open mind. Just because I love what I love doesn't mean I've had stuff outside
this
of that.
This nose is so fruity and dense. It's just got so much pop to it. It's so nice.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like it's raspberries and plums and like it's just all these supple dark fruits. It's so good.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. All right. I'm here for it.
It's nice. And again, this is a $200 bottle of Scotch. It should be good.
Sure hope so.
Oh man, it's just like it is so good. It's soft, but it still has like structure.
This is getting closer to what I like.
And again, I think it's that partial first fill blend too.
Yeah.
Because when you do first fill sherry cask, it not only amps up flavor, like your dark fruit tones you're gonna get from it, or your rich and spicy fruit tones. It also amps up texture because those barrels haven't been like tampered with. They haven't been used previously, so you're gonna get almost this like creamy texture to your whiskey.
Definitely. I like this. No, this is really good.
I would say this is more toffee texture.
We're encroaching on that Isla style that I enjoy. Like there's
that might be the spiciness you're getting from the sherry.
I'm getting a little subtle, like that, like peat note.
But
kind of
this there's no, and I hate saying this, there's no burn to this at all.
No, this is smooth.
This is for all you Johnny Walker Blue drinkers out there that think that is the pinnacle of Scotch. It is not. Like once you have something like this that's finished, it's 18 years. It's an 18-year-old Scotch to start, and then you finish it in sherry casks.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it's aged alone
this.
in sherry, or if it's used bourbon ex bourbon cask and then finished in sherry. I gotta look that up. But either way, oh my god,
I like it.
It's so good.
I'm a big fan. The only negative that I'm gonna say, it is not worth $200.
Is anything?
And I was just gonna say that most of what we buy, is not worth.
So yeah, what does it say? It's like $120 bottle. Yes, probably.
Yeah, I mean, like am I going to go to the store and pick this up? Probably not.
Yeah. But what does Johnny Walker Blue taste like? A $40 bottle of Scotch.
And we proved that in the blind
Yeah,
tasting.
we didn't. It didn't. I think it got top 3 in one of them.
Red kicked its ass. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it did. No, it was the double black. Kicked its ass.
Black did. Yeah.
All right. So for me, this is a 9 Scotch for me. So I'm at a 9.
All right,
I'm at a 9.2.
Okay, maybe I am a little farther.
Like I said, I'm up here, and Mike's going to be lower, so he's going to bring it to a regular score.
I'm not going to be that low, but I am going to make you math.
Okay.
You better hope you can math. 8.
All right, so 8.5. Like 9.2, I'll come down 0.2 points. I think it's 8.5.
8.5 is fair.
All right, so 8.5 out of 10 on the. I'm doing the live scores right now. I'm not texting anybody.
8.5 is fair.
So the last one is actually the one, like I said, that is handcrafted by Gordon Motion himself. Their master of whiskey, the master distiller. This is his. I guess this is what his idea of the perfect Scotch is. So 97.6 proof, 48.8%, which is that 48.8% is integral to this, because to him that's the perfect percentage for Scotch. And this is exclusively finished in first fill sherry casks.
Is this more expensive or less expensive?
$104.
All right.
So this is the middle bottle. So we went from 84 to 197 down to 104.
Sherry seasoned oak.
And like, to be honest, that's the one hitch with this brand is they are pricey.
Yeah.
And when you buy them, they are actually in a box. Like, this is not how they're sold.
No.
They're in a nice, like, it's a cardboard box, but it's a nice presentation. Not that cardboard box is worth an extra $100 a bottle.
No, and a lot of scotches.
But it's got more shelf presence than this. But it's a cool bottle. It's a different style bottle than any other Scotch distillery I can think of.
100%. Well, I think the most unique would probably be Highland.
Highland definitely has the.
They have
that Highland's also Edrington.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Same group. So again, like Mike and I always say, the products are worth what they are to you.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, we're not going to tell you that like something's like worth $104. That's what it sells for, but it like, you know, will we pay that? I don't know.
We're gonna find out. There's some like
smudgies,
cork.
It might just be like dried cork on there.
Okay. This one I'm pretty hyped up actually.
So I had this.
I like what I see on the front label.
Yeah, I had a sample of this probably 2 or 3 months back, and I liked it. I just don't remember. It was on a Monday, and a bunch of shit going on. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that nose, dude!
Ooh,
damn, that's the 12-year nose just turned up to 11.
I was gonna say this is a very different nose.
This is those caramel hard candies, like you can like.
Werther's.
Isn't that butterscotch? Maybe this is more butterscotch. I think it's maybe this is more butterscotch than caramel.
I'm not well versed in my.
No, this is butterscotch, dude. This is like pure butterscotch.
I'm not well versed in my old people pocket candy. So.
My assistant manager loves.
Oh wait,
Werther's butterscotch, dude.
Swirl this a little bit. Whatever a Werther's is, that's what it smells like.
It's a butterscotch hard candy.
Yeah, this is definitely.
Dude, this smells so good. It's like rich. It's
definitely
so
butterscotch
rich.
Nose. Oh yeah, 100% butterscotch. Ooh, funky.
It's lighter than I thought it would be.
It's lighter.
It's got the most kick, I think, out of the 3.
I definitely got to go back. The initial taste was a little weird. Rounds out. It finishes like butterscotch. I get it.
I wish the front half of the palate was a little more dynamic.
Yeah, the front half had a
very
wispy. I got to go back because again, I don't have an exactly perfect palate right now, so I'm a little fucked up. I'm a little fucked up now.
Put the stuffing back in some wrong places, Johnny.
I'm
a little fucked up right now.
So I need a second taste because that first one tasted. You ever like?
When
you have like allergies or when you're sick,
Yeah.
you ever taste something and you get that? It's just like a weird fucking flavor, like of just
I don't
crap.
know
Like
if I like this better or the 12-year better. I feel like the 12-year had a little more balance to it. This one's a little more like kind of all over the place for me.
oh, second taste, so much better. Creamy vanilla, a bit. Nutmeg, yes. Orange peel, not so much.
No orange peel, nutmeg, yes. Vanilla, I do get in the first part of the palate.
Yeah.
but then it goes away. That butterscotch is still there. Maybe that's
what I'm getting most out of this.
Maybe the butterscotch is like really rich vanilla.
It could be
for us.
That's what I'm getting the most, and I'm not opposed to it.
I really like this. Again, I don't know 105. But again, like being handcrafted by the master whiskey master still there. It's got a lot of pedigree behind it. I think it was like 2019. It was a gold medalist at the San Francisco Spirit Awards. 2020 in the Ultimate Spirit Challenge. I know it was a finalist for that. So it's got some good pedigree behind it. It's a really, really good Scotch.
Can I just say something? And I don't mean this in a negative connotation, but does a gold medal in the San Francisco mean anything? Because I feel like everyone gets a fucking gold medal in the San Francisco.
I feel like it doesn't mean as much as it used to.
That's what I feel like.
Because there's so many people on YouTube and on the internet, like, you know, not like us, but like doing what we do too, where I rely more on watching video reviews on what I think of a whiskey than on, you know, looking up the specs or the accolades. Because like those can be bought.
And that's what I mean. Like,
so,
I can't tell you how many meetings I sit in on where we taste a bunch of shit. Every single person. It's got a gold at San Francisco Spirit. It's got a gold at San. I was like, who the fuck doesn't get a gold at San Francisco Spirit?
To me, that's like saying you had a 4.0 GPA trying to get jobs out of college.
Yeah,
it does mean something. But does it mean what it used to? No.
I don't. Yeah, and I'm starting to think it's like I don't know. It just I don't know. I just hear it so much. Maybe because I just work the industry, so of course I'm going to be exposed to it a lot.
But like, does it take away from that this is a very, very good Scotch?
No, not at all. I'm just genuinely curious. Like, does that rating hold the same value?
So many people form their own opinions now.
Yeah.
That I feel like more people are willing to just buy a bottle and try it now than to like dig through research and do all this stuff. Like I know a couple
100%.
guys that I'll pitch a bottle to them. Like I have a bottle being held.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, let me do some research. And, like, a week will go by. And I still haven't heard anything. And it's like, well, like, just try stuff. Like, you know, like, granted, you and me are in a good position to try stuff and that some people aren't.
We are,
and obviously, it allows us to not second-guess ourselves as much or whether, like, what we like, what we don't like.
Yeah.
But that's the point of having 1 billion different kinds of whiskeys is try everything and don't lock yourself out of categories because it's not on par or on brand with like what you quote unquote drink.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, I'm pretty firm with my score. I'm pretty confident in it.
I actually like this one the least out of all three.
Okay.
For me.
That's good. You might be closer to me.
I'm at a 7.1.
Ooh, fuck. No, lower than me. I was going to say it's about 7.5.
That kind of puts us at a 7.3.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually fair. I think this is, and it sucks because this is $20 more than the 12-year.
Yeah.
But I think this is just as good as a 12-year. But I think the 12-year has more balance.
Definitely. I agree.
But this has more flavor. So I think that's the juxtapose of what we're kind of dealing with here.
No, I'm comfortable with that. I mean, listen, it is what it is. And like I said earlier, we're not super versed in Scotch. It's definitely not my go-to, not my first thing. So for me to actually give the other one an 8, that's actually pretty good.
No, 8.5. I like as far as Scotches go for us, like getting in the mid 8s is really good.
Yeah, we're just not Scotch people.
And like for everybody watching this, I hope no one took away that we were like crapping on brands in this episode.
No, absolutely not. They are They deserve their accolades. Yeah. I think they're very good. I respect the work that's put into it and where they come from. It's just I'm not a Scotch person. That's all it boils down to. At the end of the day, is I'm not I'm always going to be a little biased towards the wrong side because I'm just
and I think us working in industry definitely has like kind of jaded us a little bit against the metals. So like if I was a consumer and I walk by a shelf talker, and by that shelf talker is literally a signage that hangs below.
Yeah, the little cards you see hanging off shelves.
And I saw they had like 5 years in a row, 1 gold medal, San Francisco Spirits, whatever award show.
I'm going to trust that as a consumer.
I would trust that as a consumer, so I think there is some validity to that. But yeah, what Mike and I at the end of the day will always say, just go out and try it. Like if you think you were interested in it and you think that you would like it, just try it. And like you never know, like maybe the store you're at might have one open for sample and you could test it. You know, not everybody does that anymore. It's kind of an old school thing to do, but you never know.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't hurt. Just ask your accounts. Some of them you'd be surprised.
Yeah. End of the day, like, don't be a dick and make friends.
Yeah. So you'd be very surprised at how many stores I go into. They're like, oh, by the way, I keep these open. I'm like, oh, for you guys? They're like, no, for customers. If they ask, it's like, I didn't know that was a thing. They're like, yeah, all the time. I was like, oh.
But for my closing statement, just so you guys know where I stand, the Glenrothes is in my top 3 Scotch distilleries, bar none. Period. They make some of the best Speyside Scotch products in the world.
No, and I agree. I'm right there with you. I think these are fantastic products.
Maybe our ratings didn't reflect that, but like when you do a vertical analysis like this, it puts things in perspective a lot more as far as like where things can fall on a scale.
Yeah.
So go out there. If you really like this video, go grab some Glenrothes products. They have one that's not pictured here. It's going to be their base, which is their blended Scotch. It's like $77 a bottle. I think it's $72 a bottle on the shelf. Should be retailed at that. That's their like most attainable one. These are a little pricier, but what comes with price is a better product, and that's what you get with the Glenrothes for sure.
100%.
Or go try some other of the Edgerton products. You know, Highland Park, Brugal, Noble Oak. You got your Glenrothes right here. They have a bunch of brands that are absolutely number 3 gin.
Yeah.
One of the best gins on the entire market they own.
Yeah.
So, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you again to our friend who deposited these bottles for us. We really appreciate the help. This has been a fun episode.
Very much so.
Mike and I also apologizing for some of the ranting and the side,
it happens.
Whatever. We just really, like I said, we really are into this.
Yeah.
This brand for sure. I think go out there and just try it. Seriously.
Yep. Enjoy.